how's it going? What's up guys, and welcome to another video. Now today, I know it's been a long time since I've done a video this part. I was just waiting to get just some extra views until I did the next one. But it did pretty well, so I'm gonna continue with episode 1 of the video. Now if you didn't know what happened, Doc's missing, and we're looking for him through different time zones and stuff. So we're about to begin the game. So sit back, relax, grab a drink. I don't have one. I'm actually starving as hell right now. But yeah, grab a drink, grab some snacks, grab a because this video is gonna go for about half an hour. So let's go. We're gonna load game because that's pretty cool actually. That's a pretty cool loading screen that we're going to the time that we last saved. So this is us. This is Marty McFly. This is what's in here?
Hey, can I get some moose?
What does this look like, a hunting lodge?
So we're just gonna continue to walk down here.
I guess this is where the speakeasy burned down. How'd Doc ever get mixed up in that?
Right, so the speakeasy, we talked to this old lady. I think she was like our teacher's mum or something, or and like, you know, we looked through her newspapers and stuff and found she had like a huge collection of like all the newspapers that were ever written in the time. Law officers.
Yale, Zemeckis, and Fine. Attorneys at law. No solicitors.
Here we
How
go.
can I help you, sir?
Without any money, I don't really have any business in there.
Okay, I guess that is true. Because seriously, for someone who doesn't have money, why would you even go to a bank? This is just weird how we just walk around. This is Einstein. Hey, there he is. Wait, come back.
Hey, how you doing, Einie?
Can we walk any faster? Maybe you had how to work to this reporter or something, and I don't know what happened from there. Like, it was such a long time since I recorded the last video. So, what's this?
Wow, looks like they used a real shark.
Maybe we should go in here, the courthouse
According
doors.
to the newspaper, Doc's not in the courthouse. He's in jail.
Maybe we have to... maybe we have to go to the jail, so don't have a clue where that is. Or maybe like the police officers might have something to do with it.
Majestic Arms. Transients welcome.
Huh. Is there like a police residence here?
Lamont's House of Ermine. I guess there's not much call for fur coats in the middle of the Depression, especially in June. Where is the jail in 1931 anyway?
I don't know. See. Can we, like, walk any faster? This is really... Okay, so that's as far as we can go that's down, so we might have to walk across. Look at all these, like, old-fashioned cars and stuff, man. It'd be heaps cool to drive one of them nowadays. In my opinion, anyway. Soup kitchen.
McFly!
Biff?
Kid!
Grandpa?
That's Mr. Tannen to you, Artie. What are you doing out here?
Well, I was getting kind of hungry, so I figured I'd come down here for some free soup.
Just thought I'd come down for some soup. Think, McFly. The DA's throwing around subpoenas like Babe Ruth.
I don't think Ruth's a pitcher anymore.
Shut it! If one of those subpoenas landed in the hands of my number cruncher, I'd be in a whole lot of trouble. I could even get sent up the river. You wouldn't want that, would you? Would you?
No, of course not, kid.
All right, that's better. What are you looking at, punk?
Keep your eyes on the soup, kid.
Well?
Well, what?
What are you still doing here?
Sorry, kid. I'll just run back to the safe house.
You do that. And McFly,
Yes?
that hat's too flashy. You better let me hold on to it. Now scram!
You got it, boss.
And don't come out until I give you the all clear. I swear, if even one of you mooks could add 2 + 2 without your fingers, I'd dump that wimp into the lake. Hey! Anyway, I'm off to make myself irresistible. Don't let anyone burn down the shop while I'm gone.
What was that guy's deal? Maybe we should get some soup. I mean...
I better not talk to him. I don't want to mess up his timeline.
Oh, yeah. That's right. We...
Okay. Hey, never mind.
The kitchen's for management only, rummy.
Whoa!
Shit, he had a gun. Well, we got his attention, that's the main thing. Oh, look at this telephone,
Maybe
man.
I should go to the jail and talk to Doc before I start dialing random people in 1931.
Is there anything here?
There's no way I'm gonna keep that door open without some help.
Well, there is, like, tables.
Okay. Hey, never mind.
Yeah, we've done pretty much all we need to do in here, I think. So we're just gonna go out. Actually, oh wait, no.
Looks like these pipes go into the basement.
Maybe we need to distract him whilst we go in, or something. But I don't know. Hey, look at this painting here, or the photo. Okay, so maybe not. Ah, here we go, the police station.
Doc!
Marty,
Doc!
what are you doing here?
You sent for me, Doc.
I did? When?
May 14th, 1986.
1980? The automatic retrieval system, of course. I'd almost forgotten about that.
So what's our plan for getting you out of here?
Plan? We don't need a plan.
We don't.
Not in the slightest. The police picked me up for that speakeasy fire a couple of weeks ago, but the DA hasn't got a case. They're releasing me tomorrow morning.
So basically, I traveled 50 years into the past to deliver your car?
Sorry about that, but it's so wonderful to see you. We have a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, you might want to hold off on that, Doc.
Great Scott! I'm going to be gunned down by gangsters on the steps of the courthouse.
Why would they do that?
Guess they didn't approve of my burning down their speakeasy.
Very funny, Doc. Maybe now we should come up with a plan?
A plan, right. But what?
Why don't we tell the authorities?
Tell them what? That my friend from the future has proof that I'll be murdered tomorrow? They'd ship us both off to the loony bin. And trust me, you don't want to see the inside of a 1931 insane asylum.
Hey, maybe I could talk to the gangsters. Tell them they're about to shoot the wrong guy.
I don't think the criminals of this era are going to be very receptive to a complete stranger telling them that their secret assassination plan is misguided, do you?
True.
Why don't we try to tough it out? Now that we know what's coming, maybe we sneak it past the gangsters with a bulletproof vest or something.
That might work with 1 or 2 bullets, but from the looks of this article, it appears that I'm going to be mowed down in a hail of Tommy gun fire that rendered the innocent stranger little more than a pulpy mass of bones and gristle.
Who writes like that?
According to the byline, one Edna Strickland.
I should have guessed. Why don't I take the DeLorean, go back in time before you were arrested, and stop you from getting caught in the first place?
Don't even think about it. Without my unjust incarceration, the events that sent you into the past might never happen, resulting in a paradox of continuum shattering proportions.
Jeez, we've been back together for 5 minutes, Doc, and you're already talking about the end of the universe. I've missed that.
Don't be ridiculous, Marty. I was only referring to the end of the universe as we know it.
Well, I suppose I could just get some dynamite and break you out of jail.
No, that's far too dangerous. Not just to me, but to random innocent people in the past. The repercussions could be... That's it!
What's it?
My rocket-powered drill.
You have a rocket-powered drill?
Not yet. I haven't built it yet.
You've lost me, Doc.
Listen, a few months ago, my 17-year-old self sent in a patent application for a rocket-powered drill. I abandoned the project after I never heard back from the patent office, but the prototype should be nearly complete.
Great, I'll just run back to your lab and...
No, I said nearly complete. You'll need me to help you finish it.
How the hell am I supposed to sneak a half-finished rocket-powered drill into your cell?
Not me. 1931 me.
Wait a minute, Doc. You want me to convince your 1931 self to build a rocket-powered drill to break you out of jail?
Precisely.
Won't talking to yourself cause, irreparable damage to the space-time continuum or something?
It should be fine. I've already invented the idea of the rocket drill. You've just got to goad my younger self into finishing the prototype.
How am I supposed to convince your younger self to finish the rocket drill? Just tell him I need to break his older self out of jail?
Absolutely not. Whatever you do, you can't tell my younger self anything about time travel. I won't come up with the inspiration for the flux capacitor for another 24 years.
Then what am I supposed to...
Just be your charming self. From what I remember, I'm a pretty easygoing kid, so enlisting me in a scientific adventure should be a piece of cake.
Okay, let's say I go along with this crazy idea. Where can I find you? I mean, the other you.
How should I know? It was over 50 years ago. Why don't you go over to the soup kitchen next door and give my house a call? They'll know where to find me.
Soup kitchen.
Ah, there we go.
Got it.
That's what we use the
Just
phone
stay away
for.
from the soup. It'll cause irreparable damage to your digestive system.
I guess I better get started. Don't worry, Doc. I'll get you out of here in no time.
I'm not worried. Once you and my younger self put your heads together, you'll be unstoppable.
Hill Valley Police Station. Cripes, this place looks old, even for 1931.
So we're gonna get back to the... We have to get back to the DeLorean now, so... Ooh, what are these, like, newspapers doing here? Try talking to this guy again. Cubal. Why is his name Cubal?
Okay. Hey, never mind.
Yeah, okay, obviously that's not gonna work.
For we were born only yesterday and know nothing, and our days on earth are but a shadow. Actually, I won't be born for about 40 years.
Brown residence.
Hi. Do you know where I could find Emmett Brown?
Young Master Brown is currently tending to his clerking duties at the courthouse. Who, may I say, is calling?
The courthouse? Doc never told me he worked at the courthouse.
Which an idiot, like, when is it? Whoa. So there's so many stuff to discover now. I mean, look at this. Spice rack.
Nice rack.
Yeah, we got all kinds of culinary enhancements back there.
Huh. So he does talk. Okay, I can't open that up, otherwise there'll be a gun pulled on me, so yeah. Okay, gotta get back. We gotta get back to the DeLorean now. So, don't really know where it is. We should talk to Annie again, Weinstein, as he's known in this game. Oh, the actual. Maybe I'll just check the courthouse, like, before I talk to Annie, because I have a suspense that he actually might be that I might have like a clue of where he is. So we'll hold off talking to Annie for a second, and we'll go to the courthouse. There we go.
Don't touch those! These are very sensitive legal documents. Nobody is supposed to handle them but sworn officers of the court. Papa, I mean, Judge Brown says so.
Fair enough.
Judge Brown? Doc. Nice to meet you. I'm Michael, Corleone.
Emmett Brown. But I am a law clerk, not a doctor. Now please get out of my way. I have important business to transact.
I don't need to go in there anymore.
I mean, we didn't really even go in there to start with, to be quite honest. Okay, let's talk to Annie. So he worked for Dr. Emmett Brown, I think, so... Don't really know where the time machine is now.
Hey, how you doing, Einie?
Is that all we can do? We need to gather more information before going anywhere. Oh, you again?
Listen, Emmett, you don't know me, but I'm your friend.
I'm not big on friends. They get in the way of work.
So, Emmett, what time are you through with work?
Depends. On weeknights, Pop sometimes keeps me in the office till 9.
9 at night? But today's Saturday.
Right. So I probably won't get off before 10.
It's too late to ask that.
What's this important business you're up to?
It's a legal matter, very complicated, very abstruse. I need to obtain 5 sets of initials on every copy of this writ of indemnification before before Judge Brown can even think of granting a waiver to the party in the first part.
You have no idea what it's about, do you?
That's how important it is.
Come on, Doc. Emmett, drop the Legal Eagle Act. I got something more important for you to do.
Mr. Corleone, I'll have you know that the law is the very mortar that holds society together, and we in the legal profession are like brick masons building the edifice of the future.
Your dad tell you that?
Every morning.
How about you knock off work early and I'll buy you a beer, or soda. What do you say?
Don't try to tempt me from my duty with sugary beverages. Keeping the wheels of justice turning, that's my one passion in life. Besides, if I left before 8, my pop would kill me.
Sounds like you're a little scared of your father.
Scared of my father? Pop is the most learned, just, incorruptible judge that Hill Valley has ever seen. The only people scared of Judge Brown are people with a dark secret to hide. And I don't have a dark secret to hide.
I apologize for that. With 2 dogs, one annoys the other, so it's really, I can't really do anything about it at this point, unless I stop the video and then go and, you know, bring one inside, like...
See, I'm sort of in the science business myself. That's why I sought you out.
Not that I care in the least, because science is the furthest thing from my own area of interest, which is law, but I don't believe you.
It's true. I'm a scientist.
So tell me something, Mr. Scientist, from your vast storehouse of scientific knowledge.
The leg bone's connected to the thigh bone?
Amazing.
Listen, I understand you're working on a new invention in your lab.
Invention? You must have me mixed up with somebody else. I'm in law. I have absolutely no interest in science.
Come back here. Come back here. Get back here.
Come on, wait up a minute.
You again? Can't you see I'm busy?
Really couldn't care less, to be quite honest.
Okay, so you don't want your old man to know. That's fine. Listen, we all keep secrets. But I'm telling you, you can level with me about this science project of yours.
I am not a scientist. Go ahead, ask me what E equals.
What does E equal?
I have absolutely no idea. See? I don't know where you got your information from about me, mister, but you're wrong, wrong, wrong.
I don't need to go in there anymore.
Just hold on a second, I will be right back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. I just had to go and deal with the two dogs because if they keep on barking, it just makes a mockery of the video. So it would be better if I fixed that than them just barking throughout the whole video. Maybe I should just talk to him
Will
again.
you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Come on, you can trust me, Doc. Emmett, it's your future I'm looking out for. In more ways than one.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you and science.
Oh, that word again! If you insinuate I'm a scientist once more, I'll sue you for defamation of character! Or do we take H stand for permitting lineup? H to A multiplied by the inverse of A minus...
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Emmett, about your...
Don't say it.
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Emmett, about your...
Don't say it.
Maybe I should follow him.
Hello?
No solicitors!
Damn. Maybe I should beat him.
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Sounds like you're a little scared of your father.
Scared of my father? Pop is the most learned, just, incorruptible judge that Hill Valley has ever seen. The only people scared of Judge Brown are people with a dark secret to hide. And I don't have a dark secret to hide.
Emmett, about your...
Don't say it.
I'll have to beat him into the courthouse.
I don't need to go in there anymore.
Maybe we should have like words to some other people before some other people walking down the street before we start doing some stuff, so
better not go back in there. They're angry, and they've got scissors. I wonder who really burned down the speakeasy. Just think, in 55 years, I'll be able to rent 5-year-old movies on this spot.
You should talk to Doc again. Not that dog, but the other one. That's not this way, is it? Wish we could walk a little bit faster, or at least run, because this getting around is starting to be like really weird, and like it just takes time in getting to the place that we need to go. Maybe I should call the number again. Get him off work or something, you know?
Brown results.
Maybe have a talk to Doc. That would be probably the best idea, because like we're not really getting anywhere with like the younger self of him, like the younger version of him. So maybe talk to him about like what to say or something. So if we just go to the police office again, we might be able to get some information that we need.
Doc!
Marty, have you found my younger self yet?
Well, I met your younger self,
Great.
and I gotta say, you're kind of uptight.
What?
You won't even talk to me.
I find that hard to believe. Tell me what happened.
You know, your younger self seems really dedicated to the law.
It's a facade, I assure you. I had to keep up appearances to appease my father.
I tried asking him about your rocket drill, but he says he's not a scientist.
What? What? Father.
What's he got to do with this?
In 1931, I was still deathly afraid of my father discovering the truth about my scientific predilections, so I carefully kept them under wraps, practicing science at odd hours, away from his prying eyes.
That sucks.
It sucked a lot. Fortunately, I eventually stood up to him, but right now, my younger self probably thinks you've been sent by my father to check up on me.
Why does your younger self mutter all the time?
Muttering? Why would I be muttering? I never mutter unless... The Hill Valley Expo!
The expo?
Yes, the Expo! How could I have forgotten? In a few months, the younger me will put on a demonstration at the Hill Valley Exposition, my first public foray into the world of science. Everyone in town will be there, including a number of noted inventors who shaped my career.
So, it was a big success?
No, it was a miserable failure, but it was a spectacularly miserable failure, one which marked my transition from an amateur garage scientist into a professional seeker of truth.
What do I do to convince Team Doc that I'm not a spy?
I'm not sure.
What does this expo have to do with you muttering all the time?
When I was younger, I used to relieve stress by working on complex mathematical conundrums. No doubt my younger self is working on some impossible problem in an attempt to work off cerebral steam in the weeks before the exposition. What was I muttering about?
I don't know, h to the something with an inverse of something else. I'm not so good at equations.
That's too bad. I bet if we could solve my younger self's problem, he'd be more inclined to listen to you.
So, sorry, I'm just keeping silent. I'm just listening to the story, so yeah, that's why.
Let's talk about your younger self's problems later.
Okay, but don't forget we're on a bit of a deadline here.
Right, so maybe we can go back to the teen doc. Teen doc.
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
We can't really listen to him about anything else. We can't really talk to him about anything else apart from...
Emmett, about your...
Don't say it.
Gale, Zemeckis, and Fine. Attorneys at law. No solicitors. Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Sounds like you're a little scared of your father.
Scared of my father? Hop is the most learned, just, incorruptible judge that Hill Valley has ever seen. The only people scared of Judge Brown are people with a dark secret to hide. And I don't have a dark secret to hide.
Emmett, about your...
Don't say it.
If we can figure out where this where this exposition thing is, because if we go to that and maybe we can figure out a little bit more about, you know, why he's stuttering a lot. Maybe go back to the jail, because that might be maybe I wasn't supposed to, you know, talk to him about like all these things before it happened, so might have messed up. I'm not really sure.
Doc!
Morty, how goes the escape plan?
I'm still not making any headway with your younger self, Doc.
Really?
What do I do to convince Teen Doc that I'm not a spy?
I'm not sure. Maybe if we solve that problem he's working on, he'll be more inclined to trust you.
You know, your younger self seems really dedicated to the law.
It's a facade, I assure you. I had to keep up appearances to appease my father.
I still can't figure out what your younger self is muttering about.
Blast! If only I could hear him myself.
Let's talk about your younger self's problems later.
Okay, but don't forget we're on a bit of a deadline here.
So I think we're supposed to actually, you know, find the drill and, you know, talk about it and stuff. I'm not really too sure. This is why these games sort of puzzle me a little bit, because you have to do it a certain thing. Today's special, yesterday's soup. Oh my god, that is so funny. Maybe if we go in here, we might get a little bit of like inside. Maybe he's working on it in here. I'm not sure. But who works on a time machine in no, not on a time machine, but on a drill in like in a noodle basement?
There's no way I'm gonna keep that door open without some help. I better not talk to him. I don't want to mess up his timeline.
We're messing up a lot of timelines. We're talking to like past selves and stuff, so don't get why that matters too much. Maybe I can show him something. I forgot this thing even existed, but
without any money, I don't really have any business in there.
maybe we should talk about something else to get some more information, or we could just talk to this guy again. Actually, we won't. We'll hold off that for now.
Doc!
Not sure.
I'm still not making any headway with your younger self, Doc.
Really?
Let's talk about your younger self's problems later.
Okay, but don't
Maybe we should
forget
also
we're on a
something
bit
else.
of a deadline here.
Psst, Doc! Guess who I bumped into at the soup kitchen? My grandfather.
No!
Don't worry, I didn't talk to him or change his future or anything.
Good.
I wish I could, though. This era's tannin is treating him like dirt.
Don't worry. If history plays out as it's supposed to, he'll soon be out from under Kid Tannen's thumb and free to live out his life as a humble accountant with your grandma. What was her name again?
Sylvia.
Right, Sylvia.
How'd you wind up in jail in 1931 anyway?
During my trip to the past, I decided to look into one of Hill Valley's unsolved mysteries.
The fire at the speakeasy.
Exactly. I thought I was safely hidden across the street. But when the fire started, there was a tremendous explosion, and I was knocked unconscious by a stray brick. When I woke up, I was here in jail, charged with arson.
It's horrible.
I know. Worse yet, I still don't know who started the fire.
Where have you been all this time? I missed you.
I've missed you too, Marty. But I thought it was important to let you live your own life for a while, free from the insanity of time travel.
I gotta admit, it was nice to not have my family history blowing up in my face for a few months.
Besides, I've been busy raising my own unpredictable teenagers.
So how are Clara and the kids?
They're fine, fine. Right now we're trying to decide where to send Jules and Vern to college. Clara prefers the 2020s, but I'm partial to the 1960s. We're planning on visiting you and Jennifer in 2011 soon.
Me and Jennifer? In 2011?
Oh, forget I said anything.
Where'd the DeLorean come from? The last time I saw it had been smashed to pieces by a train.
It's a fantastic story. Do you remember when the DeLorean got struck by lightning in 1955?
Yeah?
Unbeknownst to either of us, the lightning produced a temporal duplicate of the time machine, one that was tossed 70 years into the future.
What?
I found out about it during a trip to 2025 and recovered it just in time to stop Griff Tannen from vandalizing the time stream.
Evie, so that DeLorean...
It's for all intents and purposes the exact same machine as the original, plus or minus little bells and whistles I've added over the years, of course.
So, what were you doing in 1931 anyway?
Oh, nothing terribly exciting. Indulging in a little personal nostalgia, picking up a few rare out-of-print books to surprise Clara on her birthday, solving a historical mystery or two. The usual.
The usual? You lead a pretty unusual life, Doc.
It's an unusual universe, Marty.
If you don't know who Clara is, if you haven't seen Back to the Future 2, I won't spoil anything because, like, it's that they turn out to be like a husband and wife and stuff. So you need to see Back to the Future 2 because it's like all the Back to the Future movies are just incredible, in my opinion. That is. So we're gonna
Hang
just
in there,
see.
Doc.
Oh,
Not the
what else
best
there is
choice
to do.
of words, Marty.
Anyway, we're just gonna, we're just gonna see what else there is to do here. See if we can talk to the younger Doc about this thing. Wish I could like figure out where his time machine, the drill was, because you know, it would be really cool to find out where it is. Oh, here he comes now. Just gonna wait here for him. The controls are so stuttery.
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
I can't do anything about this at the minute.
Sounds like you're a little scared of your father.
Scared of my father? Pop is the most learned, just, incorruptible judge that Hill Valley has ever seen. The only people scared of Judge Brown are people with a dark secret to hide. And I don't have a dark secret to hide.
Sounds like you're a little scared of your father.
Didn't mean to do that.
Scared of my father? Pop is the most learned, just, incorruptible judge that Hill Valley has ever seen. The only people scared of Judge Brown are people with a dark secret to hide. And I don't have a dark secret to hide.
He does. We know this.
Damn it. About
Don't
your...
say it.
It's just maybe we'll look around a little bit. So maybe there's like some science and stuff so that we can figure out. Maybe we can talk to Einstein again. I don't think we'll talk to him again because we have really no business to, because it's just gonna turn out the exact same thing as it did, you know, just then. Just gonna check all our Ron's residence phone number.
Hey, how you doing, Einie?
Why is he just at this tree for some reason? Is he like chasing like a squirrel or something up there, or why is he just like hanging around here? I mean, he can't follow me around. Come on. He's a dog. That's what they do.
I don't need to go in there anymore. I don't need to go in there anymore.
there's like a few other people that's just walking on the street that we haven't got to talk to yet, so that might be what we are supposed to do. Just gonna use the keypad because at least that's a little bit, you know, more reliable.
Just think, in 55 years I'll be able to rent 5-year-old movies on this spot. I'm not so sure I want to stay in a place that welcomes transients.
I mean, I saw one of these guys just walking around here. I don't know if we were supposed to do anything with them, but yeah.
I'll never be able to remember what young Doc's mumbling about. Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Didn't even mean to.
Emmett, about
Don't
your...
say it.
Didn't even mean to walk into him. Like, the controls just was like, oh yeah, like walk into him. So yeah.
Bank of Italy?
I think it's Liberty. Maybe look around in here for some clues or something, you know?
Okay. Hey, never mind.
Kitchen's for management only, rummy.
Whoa!
There's not really much to do in here, like, you know. We can't really go anywhere or do anything. I mean, we could go in the, maybe go in the police station, maybe? If we can go in there, I really don't know.
Hill Valley Police Station. Cripes, this place looks old, even for 1931.
Can we even go in there, or is just... No, we can't, can we? Maybe ask him about some different things.
Doc! I'm still not making any headway with your younger self, Doc.
Really?
I still can't figure out what your younger self is muttering about.
Blast! If only I could hear him myself.
What do I do to convince Team Doc that I'm not a spy?
I'm not sure. Maybe if we solve that problem he's working on, he'll be more inclined to trust you.
But we can't. We can't get access to the thing.
Let's talk about your younger self's problems later.
Okay, but don't forget we're on a bit of a deadline here.
Yeah, we've spent way too long on this anyway. He also said something about it's like really, really important work and stuff, so maybe we can sort of find some of this stuff that's around. I don't know what I'm saying.
Sisters of Mercy Soup Kitchen. Come for the soup, stay for the salvation.
Huh. Okay, I'm just gonna check this hint one. Emmett won't give you the time of day. Perhaps if you two had something in common. What's Emmett muttering to himself about when he thinks you're not listening? I need another hint. Emmett's scientific problems are gibberish to Marty, but there's somebody who makes sense of them. For recording Emmett's mutterings. Oh, I see what I'm supposed to do now. So maybe we use a tape recorder. We won't use it now, but when we talk to him.
Oh, think, Emmett, think. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A. Now, if H stands for one-dimensional harmonic oscillator, then naturally it needs to be multiplied. Oh, think, Emmett, think. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A.
Okay, so now we're gonna show Doc the Doc, not this guy, because maybe Emmett can make some, you know. See, I wish we could think of that ourselves and we didn't need all those hints. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We were just stuck on this bit. I just didn't know what to do, you know.
So, Doc, does this ring a bell?
Oh, think, Emmett, think. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A.
Good grief! Is that me? I sound so...
Young?
I was gonna say intense. I forgot how wound up I used to get.
Yeah, but what are you muttering about?
Oh, that's easy. It's Ivanov's conundrum. Just tell my younger self that H equals the Hamiltonian operator.
Won't giving him the answer mess up the time stream?
Only if it turns out that reality is actually nothing more than a holographic illusion created by the interplay of subatomic particles on a vast two-dimensional membrane.
So...
It'll be fine.
So now we talk to the younger Emmett. I got a cold and that's why I keep sniffing. The cold messes with my nose, like it's just like my nose is just like, nah, you're gonna sniff today. For God's sake, like these controls are really fiddly. If you don't use the directional pads, it can get really tedious sometimes.
Oh, think, Emmett, think. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A. H to the A multiplied by the inverse of A.
Okay, maybe put that down, because I can't talk to him without this thing.
Will you just give me a chance?
Harassment's a federal crime, Mr. Corleone.
Maybe H equals the Hamiltonian operator.
What did you just say?
I said maybe H equals the...
Hamiltonian operator?
Yeah.
Great Scott! If H is the Hamiltonian, then H to the A multiplied by the inverse of H can only be the same as the expectation value for A. That's it! That's the solution to Ivanov's conundrum, the problem I've been wrestling with in my head all week!
I'm sure you would have figured it out by yourself in a day or two. The way you figured out how to build that rocket-powered drill.
Where did you learn so much about science?
I'm from the front.
Well, it's like this.
You know about my rocket power drill? Then there can only be one explanation.
What?
You're from the patent office! I confess I didn't quite know what to expect when I sent the paperwork, but I never expected this. Welcome! I'm at your service. What can I do for you?
I really need your rocket drill. I really need your rocket drill. Is there something else other than that?
Can I see your rocket-powered drill?
Of course, of course! Naturally, it's just a scale model, but it's nearly operational. I can show it to you, say, first thing in the morning?
Nah, that's no good. I need to see a full-size model. That's fully operational. Tonight. Otherwise, we'll have to award the patent to a competing inventor, Dr. McCoy.
It can't be done! I mean, it might be possible to construct a full-size working model in that time frame, but I haven't got the main ingredient for the fuel.
I'll get it for you. What is it?
190 proof grain alcohol. And you know how difficult it is to get a hold of alcohol these days.
Especially now that someone's blown up the speakeasy.
And besides, there's no way I can get off work until I've delivered the subpoena. Part of the investigation into the business affairs of Kid Tannen. Is it vitally important you see that rocket-powered drill today?
Yes. Is it vitally important you deliver that subpoena today?
Yes!
Listen, I'll help you deliver it, and I'll see to it you get the alcohol you need. It'll help you get that drill finished by tonight. Deal?
Deal. Here's the subpoena.
Arthur McFly? I've got to subpoena my grandpa?
Shh! It's Kid Tannen!
Hey, I just saw him at the soup kitchen, yelling at Arthur McFly.
I'm not surprised. Arthur does the books for his business.
What kind of business?
That's what the DA is trying to find out.
Let's go talk to him.
No!
Why not? Kid Tannen can tell us where Arthur's hiding.
Yeah, well, he can also have us fitted for a Chicago overcoat.
so now there's like, okay, so now we've got a little bit further into the story. So if you want to see this part continue, leave the video a like, and I will continue this at some point in the future. And that's a really bold statement to make, considering this is about the future. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, those. And also, I've got a couple new videos in mind for just in mind for this week, and just like in the future, just in case like I have nothing, like I have no ideas in mind or anything. So, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out. See you later. Bye.